Hello and welcome to the course. I'm Steve Ruth. I'll be your professor for the next few months, and I hope you find this to be a really enjoyable experience. It's a completely different experience, I think you'll find, from many other courses. The material is absolutely identical, so I would urge you before you do anything in the course to be sure that you click on all those things to click on the syllabus, and also get used to the idea of a lot more writing, because we trade off 70 hours of being in class and of doing, commuting and doing those kinds of things, getting to class, for lots of online dialogue. So that's the trade-off, and many people do I'd say almost everybody does really well in this format, but it's something that takes getting used to. And I would say the vast majority of people who take this course or courses like it that I've done in this format find this approach to be very helpful. These are the things we'll do in this lecture. It should not take more than about 8 or 9 more minutes. I'll introduce the course, encourage all of you to begin immediately to get used to the format, which has a huge premium on being on time. The course themes, the week's assignments, and remember there's one due the week of the 27th of August, so there's 3 posts, and all that reading needs to be done by then for the first week. And also some of the concepts about culture, organization, and technology. Each week there'll be a little bit of each of those major components of this course. By the way, it's a 4-credit course. So introducing the course, I know you're aware there's 3 components of it. One of them has to do with the online tasks, which we'll do a presentation. A team presentation is 20%, and 30% for the posts. So that's half the grade is based on things you do online. Another 30% for the 3 written assignments, and then 20% for the final exam, which I'll pass out about a month before the end of the semester. I can't stress more what you see underlined there, the importance of being on time for all assignments. And don't forget to review the early deadlines. These are the 5 things that need to be done the first week of class. I know that's not something common for you. Some people don't really get warmed up until maybe a few weeks in, but this class is very different in that context. First, review the syllabus, buy the books, and log into the class site. The class site will be available toward the end of the week before class starts. Second, at the course site, review the welcome section. You'll find that quite extensive. There's several things to click on there, and a few more lectures, very brief by me, about the whole course format. And also review the weeks 1 and 2 assignments, which you'll see there in the assignments on the website. Third, very important, by the 25th of August or sooner, please submit that completed questionnaire. I mailed everybody a questionnaire. It's very short, takes about 8 or 9 minutes to fill out, and I am the only one in the world who ever sees it, but it'll help me not only to understand what you're hoping to get out of the course, but also to get the preferred email address and a few other details from you. Fourth, study Lesson 1 assignment. That's part of the deal now in this kind of a course, and Lesson 1 is week 1. Fifth, contribute several informal posts to the course site. There's at least, the minimum is 3 a week, and I give you plenty of samples and examples of what the informal posts look like. And then the following week, the second week of class, we start the formal posts. This is a diagram of when all these different tasks are taking place. You'll find this in the syllabus also. These are the course themes. Remember, it's culture, organizations, and technology. In terms of culture, we have a very interesting book called Culture Matters, and I apologize in the beginning for that book, in that it's old, it's really old, but the concepts in it are timeless, and as we discuss these, we'll be bringing them up to date. So these are all very famous, very well-known, significant players. Many of them are still significant players, even though the book is a decade old. These are Fukuyama and Lipset were actually colleagues of mine here at the School of Public Policy, and Lipset died a few years ago, but Fukuyama is a very, very famous expert on a lot of the topics we'll be discussing. These are a few more of the experts, so by the time the course is over, you will have examined, commented on a lot of very, very significant ideas and the people who generate them. In terms of organizations, the main text we'll use there is Edgar Schein's famous book, which I hope we'll be using it throughout the semester. There hasn't been a single student in the course who's ever said they didn't find this useful in their own organization in trying to examine other dynamics, including even family dynamics. It's a very interesting, very popular book. Plus, we'll have a lot of lectures, online lectures by Schein himself. Max Weber, the Protestant ethic, very famous person in that context, and we'll be discussing some of his key ideas. He's about 100 years ago, but his ideas have flourished and become very significant, particularly in public policy and in organizational, examining organizations. Fukuyama is an expert on many things, including social capital, which is the context in which we'll discuss his work. In terms of technology, Jared Diamond's book is really a little bit about everything. Guns, Germs, and Steel, that won the Pulitzer Prize over about 10 years ago. And we'll actually have a few lectures by Diamond. His work continues to be absolutely mainstream and helping us understand the impact of technology on civilizations. Surowiecki's work on the wisdom of crowds it's perfect timing for us in this course, because we'll be in a election cycle, and we'll actually see whether some of Surowiecki's idea on whether you and I are better at predicting the results of elections than the pundits. And Malcolm Gladwell, whose books continue to be on the New York Times bestseller list for years at a time, will look at some of his ideas also. So these are the learning objectives. I'm not going to comment on each one of them because they're in your syllabus and they're also up on the course site. And the topics for week 1, just a bunch of them, and you'll see them not only here, but also you'll find them on the course site and also on the syllabus. And finally, the assignment for week 1, this is the one that has to be done the week of the 27th. Watch my brief lecture, that's this one. Read Culture Matters 1, that's the Landis article, and then Schein 1 and 2, and a workplace culture checkoff list, which I'll pass out. I think you'll find it interesting. And then a skim, that Why Culture is Key article by Booz Allen, and then a lecture by Professor Sachs, a Columbia professor, very significant participant in these dialogues on culture, technology, and public policy. And also there's a New York Times article from about a year ago called How Technology Wrecks the Middle Class. We'll be discussing that quite a bit because the main issue in this election coming up in 2014 fall is definitely going to be inequality, whether it's actually exists or doesn't exist. It's going to be a very significant issue. So we'll be talking about it. Plus 3 posts, so that's what's due the first week. And just as a remember, as a summing up, the course involves a lot of writing, thoughtful writing. Posts, 3 writing assignments. I'll give you samples of all of those, and you'll find them up on the website immediately. But it is a course that involves a lot of writing. That's the trade-off for 70 hours, that you don't have to come to class or commute. Deadlines are really important in this format. And finally, the material is the same as I use in the face-to-face version of the course. So there's no skimping on that. It's just that we discuss it in a different format. And you'll find that every note I send you, I'll send you a weekly note you'll be tired of by the time the course is over. I always end by stay in touch. You have lots of ways to reach me. I'm in the office. I'm on 2 different email addresses. I give you 2 different phone numbers, including my home phone number. So I hope you find this course and our experience together to be enjoyable. Most students have, nearly everybody has really, and I wish you the very best in the course. And thanks for being part of it.